Yo, what is going on YouTube, and welcome back to another video on my channel. Today we are gonna check out a world record guide, setup guide, track guide, and how to get the world record, how to attack track in Melbourne, Australia, because it's the Australian GP. After I think 2 years of not having any races there, we're finally back with a different layout, which we don't have on the game, but with a different layout. And on the game it's not the actual one yet, but we would just deal with whatever we have on the game. So yeah, let's get into it and let's check out the setup first of all. So there's one cheater or two cheaters like this guy, but we actually beat them. And this guy, he's just unbelievably quick. Like his first there's I think, let me not lie, I don't know, we will see it later when I show you the lap times. Oh no, I think I activated, yeah, okay. So first of all, the setup, which I've been using, it's 10.8 wings, 154 off diff. One thing that I want to mention, aside from that the screen is blinding me, the car is relatively loose when you're not on the throttle. So if you're struggling with it, maybe increase the off throttle diff to 55 or 56, but if you get too much understeer with that, then I would leave that and later on just change the suspension a tiny bit. It's gonna be tricky to find a sweet spot, because you want more rotation to get around the corners, but you don't want too much rotation because you might slide too much, and that will increase your tire temperatures in an actual quali session or race session. And that's not good, because on Australia third sector with overheated tires, I think we can all agree it's terrible. So the suspension geometry is right, left, 0.07 and 0.2. You can also adjust this here a bit if you feel like the car is turning in too much. If you lower it, you will have less turn, and if you increase it, you will have more turn. And it's just slight, but it's still a little detail. With the suspension 1.6, 1.5, 1.7 on the suspension settings, 150 on the brake, and brake bias, of course. If you're struggling under braking and you don't want to like lower the or increase the off diff or something like that, you can also just go to 51 brake bias. That will also help you, but it will also cause you a bit of understeer on turn and whilst braking and trail braking into some corners. And the tire pressures are at max, but as you know, this is on time trial, so please adjust especially the front pressures so you have the same amount of degradation on the front as on the rear. You just have to test that with your driving style, with whatever fuel load you're running. But yeah, this is a solid setup. It's really quick, but it's also loose and hard to manage. And if you give it a go, you will know what I mean. So yeah, for a race situation, maybe lower the suspension to 4 can already help, or like increase the off diff. That will make it much more enjoyable for you to drive. So yeah, give it a go, and let's head out on track for the track guide. So what we have done is a 119.7. The lap had some minor flaws in it, but it's not like too big. So first of all, the run out of the final corner is really crucial. But now for turn 1, you can technically go by a couple of different gears. You can technically use 4th gear. I prefer 6th gear, but with 6th gear you are more likely to run off the track on exit. I think in overall 6th gear is the fastest. So 5th gear is probably a sweet spot for most. If we go back now, well, that was not great, but the braking point is just between the 100 and the 50 meter board. I think a bit more closer towards the 100 meter board. And you're trail braking into the corner, but you're braking really quick. It's not like a long trail braking procedure, and then you want to position your car right here. So halfway on the grass, you can see we're picking up a bit of grass on our front right tire. This is still on the track, and the reason for this is similar as in Jeddah. We have another racing line. So the white line is the track limit from how I understood this track. The yellow line is more visual, but the white line is the actual track limit. So you're kind of going off the track whilst you're not off the track, and that opens up the corner so much more. I hope Codemasters kind of fixes that, because it's awful to cut this corner. It's just unnatural. If we would just have to drive around the corner, it would make it so much better. And then over here you open the steering wheel without going too much off the track, but you can see we are on the white line again, and use that for the exit. Then activate the DRS, At the end of the straight, you're positioning your car on the left, and after the 100-meter board, you're braking heavy down to 4th gear or 3rd gear with 4th gear short shift, get close to the curb or run it. Then position your car here on the right. You actually don't have to brake. Maybe tap the inside curb there, but it makes your car go loose. So if you can't deal with it, just get close to it. You can also short shift into 5th. That's what I'm doing. And you can actually get off track here like this, because again, the white line is the track limit. If you feel like you're going off track there, you're probably not off track. So find the limit here. As soon as you go onto this here, you're probably off the track. And you can also see the left tire is not even touching the road anymore. So you would definitely be off track. Yeah. But for this corner behind us, you don't really need to brake, just lift. Then here, get close. You can touch the curb, but it might unsettle your car. Open the steering wheel. This is sector 1. Now we're braking just when the shadow starts here. Well, there's always a shadow, but with the official settings, after the 100-meter board, position your car as straight as possible, because you want to open up the corner again. So what we're doing here is position your car on the left. When the wall starts there, down to 4th or 5th gear, cut a bit on the right, open up the steering wheel, run a bit on the grass on both entry and exit. You can also take 5th gear. Then here, when the wall starts on the left, we are braking down to 4th gear, short shift into 5th, open up the steering wheel again, get close to the wall on the exit, then stay as tight as you can to the left, because otherwise you're losing lap time. At a 50-meter board, we're turning in, running close to the curb, cutting both of these corners. You will see it on the hot lap. You can take it in 6th, then short shift into 7th, the first one, but then stay in 7th, or you take it all in 7th. I think I take it in 7th usually. Here, before the 50-meter board, down to 5th gear, don't touch the curb on the inside. I think it's better to just get close to it. 5th gear or 4th gear, and then short shift into 5th. Be careful with track limits here, but again, the white line defines the track limit, not the yellow one. With this, it might seem like you're off the track, but you're actually not. So you can make up and accelerate earlier if you understand the track limits and get used to them. And for this corner, I would recommend staying in 6th or short shift into, go into 5th, short shift into 6th. Maybe 5th gear is a bit quicker. And then for this corner, I stay in 4th. You brake just after the board and you want to straighten up your steering wheel as early as you can, so your braking is as straight as possible. At the 50, down into 3rd or 4th, I use 4th. Now get to the left, swing it in for the right, short shift into 5th and maybe 6th. Use the exit road, and again the white line defines the track limit, not the yellow one. And this is the lap. Let's see how this looks in high speed with the actual world record, a 119.715. So, and also, as you can see, Nahooks, the first guy, this is literally impossible. I don't know what this guy was doing in the middle sector, but his last sector is a 29.3, so just so you understand what I mean with cheaters and whatsoever. But this guy is a proper cheater, alright? He's a cheater. End of story. He has an incredible first, wait, no. His first sector is awful. His second sector is also awful, but he's giving me 3 seconds or something like that in sector 3. Alright, there you can see it. These are my sector splits. We still have, I think, half a tenth in sector 2. Maybe a bit more in sector 3 also. maybe a high 7, something like that. So a 0.6 is definitely doable, but this is the world record, and it's a good track guide. So I hope you're all excited for the weekend. Let me know your predictions for the coming GP in the comments below. Leave a like, subscribe, check out the other videos, and make sure to hit the bell so you're not missing out on any great content following in the next few days. Last to first, some challenges around this track, and some other cool content. So yeah, thanks for the support, guys. See you in the next one. Peace.